Okay, this is lesson 3.4. You're looking at the distributive property. When you did the activities, you were starting to understand how you can multiply a number times two different numbers within a parentheses, perhaps, and come up with the same answer. So please write down the numbers. No, don't write them down for this. This will be one of your vocab setups. So let's look at the numbers. You have, in the key idea I'm in, 3 times 7 plus 2, and this is also on page 34 of your book, equals 3 times 7 plus 3 times 2. Same thing. Now, algebraic expression, you've got three different numbers, so you got to do A times B plus C. Then you get A times B, and then plus A times C. Same thing with the second example, except it's subtraction instead of addition. All right, we're going to do a little mental math. This is where I want you to write this down. Now, if you do 8 times 53, your distributive property would give you 8 times 50 plus 8 times 3. Okay? 8 times 50 is easy. 8 times 5 is 40. Add another 0. 40, 400. Plus, simple math, 8 times 3. That's 24. Easily added 424. Mental math. You should have jotted all that down. All right, now we're going to use the distributive property for a little more difficult problem. So you have 1/2 times 2 3/4. The first thing you have to do is you have to break up that 2 3/4. So in parentheses, you do 2 plus 3/4. 2 plus 3/4 is just like 2 3/4 if you add them together. So when you use the distributive property, you're going to do 1/2 times 2 and 1/2 times 3/4. So far, so good. Multiply across your fractions. 1/2. Sorry. You get 1 plus 3/8. Sorry about that. 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1 whole, and then 2 times 3/4 is 3/8. Sorry about that. I have a cold. I'm kind of dying here. So your answer would be 1 3/8. Now I'd like you to do the on your own 1 through 6. Pause, and I will give you the answers. Okay, number 1 is 205. You should have written as 5 times 40 and 5 times 1. Make sure you show your work. Number 2 is 171. 9 times 10 and 9 times 9. 3 is 222. 4. 1. Remember, you split apart the 1 and the 1/2. Those should be in parentheses with a plus sign between them. Number 5. 1 and 1/20. And number 6, 1 and 1/14. Okay, now we're going to look at the distributive property to simplify the expression. You're not given an answer. You're using algebraic letters or variables to write the problem. We don't know the value of the variable, so all you can do is simplify the expression. So A, I'd like you to write this down. 4 times n plus 5. That's your problem. It equals distributive property 4 times n plus 4 times 5. Now, because you have 4n, we don't know what n is, you still have to write 4n. Plus, you take the 4 times 5, and 20. That's all you can do. That's that's the best way to simplify it. B, please write 12, and then in parentheses, 2y minus 3. Here you have 12, and then it's times 2y, so you put 2y in parentheses because the 12 next to the parentheses means times, and then you subtract 12 minus 3. Sorry, you subtract 12 times 3. So your answer would be 24y, that's 12 times 2, and then the y, minus 36, which is 12 times 3. Now let's look at C. Please write 9 times 6 plus x plus 2. That equals, using the distributive property, 9 times 6 in parentheses plus 9 times x plus 9 times 2. So then you can figure out 9 times 6 is 54 plus 9x, we don't know the value of x, plus 18. Okay? Then again, just like you did before, in a previous lesson, you did 9, because remember plus can go whatever, you can redistribute it any way you want, 9x, put the two numbers together, 54 plus 18. And there you have your problems. Do numbers 7 through 9, and then come back and I'll give you the answers. The answer to number 7, the answer to number 7 is 7a plus 14. 8 is 3d minus 33, and 9 is 56 minus 28d. Now, in order to get those answers, you would have had to show your work, so I'm hoping you did that using the examples above in example 3. All right, now let's take a look at example 4. Here's a word problem. Jose is X years old. His brother Philippe is 2 years older than Jose. Their Aunt Maria is 3 times as old as Philippe. Write and simplify an expression that represents Maria's age in years. Okay, again, here's a chart. Jose, he's X. We don't know how old he is. But we know that Philippe is 2 years older. So now we can take X and add 2. Now Maria is 3 times older as Philippe. So Maria is the 3 times X, which is Jose, plus 2. And if you use the distributive property, you get 3x plus 3 times 2, 3 times x plus 3 times 2, and the final answer is 3x plus 6. That's how her age is represented. All right, now if you would do the on your own on page 136, number 10. You will have to show your work in some way. Come on back after you've done that. I hope you read the part about like terms, and they have the same variables raised to the same exponents. Constant terms are also like terms. So if you look at it, like terms would be the 5x and the 2x on page 136, and the 19 and the 2 would be also like terms. The answer for number 10 is 5 times, in parentheses, x plus 7, which equals 5x plus 35. All right, one more. Now we're going to be dealing with the like terms, and it says simplify each expression. So now you have 3x plus 9 plus 2x minus 5. Write that down. Now, what they've done is done the commutative property of addition, where they put the x's together and the regular numbers. So you get 3x plus 2x plus 9 minus 5. Then they went to the distributive property of 3 plus 2x, because both of them are x's, so you can multiply 3 and 2 against them, plus 9 minus 5. And then to simplify it, you've got 5x. They added the numbers in parentheses and did the x right next to it, because that's multiply, plus, and the answer from 9 minus 5 is 4. Okay. Now we're going to do b, and it's the multiplication property of 1. Remember, all your y's, when they're looking like this in an algebraic problem, are worth 1. So please write y plus y plus y. You get 1y plus 1y plus 1y. Simple, same problem. Now, you would change that to 1 plus 1 plus 1y. That's using the distributive property. If you just want to add coefficients, it's 3 times y. Pretty simple. Let's look at C. Please write this. It's 7z plus 2 times, in parentheses, z minus 5y. If you use the distributive property, okay, you just go with the whole numbers for now. You're going to go 7z plus 2z minus 2 times 5y. Now, I'm going to show you that again. They did 7z plus 2. Sorry, 7z plus 2z. Okay? Then they minused the 2 times 5y. So then you would multiply. You would get 7z plus 2z minus, there's your multiplications, we're still doing PEMDAS, 10y. Then you have 7 plus 2, which are your normal numbers. Then you multiply it times whatever algebraic expression is there, whatever variable, it's a z, minus 10y. Now, go down another one. You can add your coefficients, which is 7 plus 2 times z minus 10y. These are very confusing. I want you, though, to do numbers 11 and 12. Use the examples to help you. The answer for number 11 is 8 plus 2z. And the answer for number 12 is 4b plus 17. Now, there are a lot of things in this chapter. So, when you do your review, after you do all this homework, please make sure you use your notes. This is a lot of information and things you need to know. Okay, move on.